Hey everyone, it's James Lambert, the motivational coach and speaker. I went from knockouts to knowledge and from headlocks to hugs. I still embrace people, just now in a more positive way. So hello, I hope you're very, very well indeed out there and thriving in all areas of your life. Now, in this video, I wanted to share a beautiful passage of writing from the book I'm rereading, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Here's my copy. Really very powerful book, and it's been some years since I've read the book, and like many great works of art, it can get even more, or you can take even more from it upon rereading a book. I suppose it's like the layers in an onion. There's lots to it. And so this piece of writing occurs right at the start, and it's so close to my heart. It really is one of the pieces of writing that identifies so closely with how I feel about, if you like, my purpose here, or my role as a speaker, as a mentor, as an author. Let me share it and see what you think. A beggar had been sitting by the side of a road for over 30 years. One day, a stranger walked by. "Spare some change?" mumbled the beggar, mechanically holding out his old baseball cap. "I have nothing to give you," said the stranger. Then he asked, "What's that you are sitting on?" "Nothing," replied the beggar. "Just an old box. I have been sitting on it for as long as I can remember." "Ever looked inside?" asked the stranger. "No," said the beggar. "What's the point? There's nothing in there." "Have a look inside," insisted the stranger. The beggar managed to pry open the lid. With astonishment, disbelief and elation, he saw that the box was filled with gold. I am that stranger who has nothing to give you and who is telling you to look inside. Not inside any box, as in the parable, but somewhere even closer. Inside yourself. Staggering. It goes on to say, "But I am not a beggar," I can hear you say. "Those who have not found their true wealth, which is the radiant joy of being and the deep, unshakable peace that comes with it, are beggars even if they have great material wealth. They are looking outside for scraps of pleasure or fulfillment, for validation, security or love, while they have a treasure within that not only includes all those things, but is infinitely greater than anything the world can offer." Just extraordinarily powerful. That piece of writing in the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And wow, I find that so powerful because there's so many parts to it that remind me of my own journey through life, but particularly when it says how yet you can, when initially you go, "Well, I'm not a beggar." It was just the way when he said that those who have not found their true wealth, they might as well be, or they are a beggar, even if they have great material wealth. Now, great material wealth is, of course, relevant to where you are, but previously I have had a measure of good fortune fiscally, and yet because I was so profoundly unhappy inside, and because I was always basing my happiness externally on the next thing I could get, I was akin to that beggar. And yet, as we well know, as is often known now, that you can go to some of the poorest parts of the world, whether that be in India or Africa or other places in the world, and you meet people with fiscally nothing, and yet the joy in their very being, because they get it's really up here, not in the things you can acquire. And again, just so you misunderstand, it's not beating up on things. There's nothing wrong with having nice things per se. They are part of this life. We've been given the body to enjoy the external world, but don't base your happiness on that. And this is what it's really alluding to. And I love the fact that he didn't even think to look in his box. Like I previously didn't even think to look inside. So you go around the world looking for something and it's literally right under your nose, so to speak. I found that incredible. And it was just the way, as it goes, he'd been sitting on it for as long as he could remember, the box, but it's like our bodies. We've had it for as long as we can remember. So why would we look there? And it's the way he said that, what's the point? Again, this sort of the attitude that can be so prevalent today. And if we're not careful, it can just go, what's the point in pushing for your goals? Or what's the point in trying to get fitter or healthier or to lose weight or to gain weight? Or whatever your personal goal is. What's the point? There's all the point in the world. Again, you may have to actually more fully understand your purpose, your why, as to do something. And like this stranger insisted, have a look inside. And I encourage you to do that. As I say, I've come to see in my own life that all of the joy, all of the peace, all of the love that I was looking for, it's there first. And what's beautiful, once you tap into that deep reservoir of all that is abundance, truly, it's like you in the source of one, all abundance stems from there. And so when you discover that in you, you then have it to give, real authentic power. Like I've spoken about before, when I was young and somewhat of a numbskull, I thought real power was dominating others, maybe physically. That was the narrative that many young men, including myself, were told. Anyway, it's perpetuated in modern films and stories of legends gone by. And that's a form of power, but 1% at best. The real power is in marshalling yourself, dominating your fears, your worries, your anxieties, controlling your temper, your anger, being a wonderful man, a father, a brother, being a good husband, be a good role model in society in general. These are real, true things. These are noble things to master. And to me, that's real, true, authentic power. Mastering oneself and really getting yourself in check from the head down. So I hope you found that really good. If you've read the book before, I encourage you to go back and reread it, as I'm doing currently. Incredible work. Really interesting chap, Eckhart Tolle. So as always, I hope you found some great value in this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Like if you like the video and share. As always, you are unstoppable and I believe in you.